Hello there, Scorpio. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm doing a little bit of a different format because I'm doing your new moon solar eclipse reading, which will occur on June 10th. And this is such an exciting new portal between now and December. The things that we bring into our life right now will come into fruition sometime in December. So what I wanted you to do was to be able to see the cards really well. So we're going to concentrate on the cards today, and we're going to look at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll get more details with the tarot. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And if you do enjoy this reading, I really would appreciate it if you would like, share, or subscribe. It does help to build my channel and get my message of light and love out to the world. So I did pre-shuffle these just to save time on camera, but I haven't taken a look at them. So we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is your Lunar Nomad Oracle card, and you have the house. It is the number 4, and 4 is about foundations. And, really, over this course with the solar eclipse, what we're trying to do is learn new things, communicate new things. Our curiosity is kind of peaked during this time. And you may be trying to look at your family or your upbringing to kind of better understand, your core beliefs, why you believe them, and do you still believe them? Those types of things. Because with the house, it really is about the foundation that you were brought up with. Okay, and those belief systems. And now as an adult, and especially with all these retrogrades and everything, it's kind of like this is an opportunity for you to go back and to take a really close look at those beliefs and try to figure out, is that really how I feel? Like we adopt all of those because that's what our soul tribe or our family believes in the very beginning. But you may be taking a shift. You may be looking at those and shifting your belief systems over this time period. Really exciting. Okay, so let's see what your Work Your Light Oracle card says. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Yeah, I really feel like some of you are going to be looking at the values or the belief systems that you grew up with, and you're having some kind of spiritual awakening or enlightenment during this period, and you're just kind of like starting to think for yourself. That's kind of the message I'm getting, where you're not just necessarily adopting what was, given to you by your family or your parents. You're kind of like, it could also be, by your government or your religion, your religious leaders, that type of thing. Like you're really kind of questioning, what do I believe? Because here it's kind of interesting. They're pointing out, there's a lot of people here. So we take on these belief systems. We follow the rules that are set by those that are around us because we want to fit in. And suddenly you're feeling like, not that you don't want to fit in. It's not like you're rejecting everything. It's just kind of like, I want to think about this on my own, and I want to start living by my own belief systems. I don't want to just follow the belief systems that I have been given by others. So rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. Yeah, I feel like, for some of you, you may be really changing like careers. This kind of awakening, enlightenment. You might be kind of like looking at your life and say for instance, you have, a corporate job, we'll go with that. And then all of a sudden you have this awakening and you're like, why do I have all this stress in my life? Why am I working for somebody else? I don't, even believe in the product that we make or something like that. I have no flexibility in my schedule. I'm working 10 hours a day, and all of a sudden, you may have grown up with a belief system of, well, you have to, earn enough money that you can have this kind of house, you can drive this kind of car, you can wear these kind of clothes, you can go on this kind of vacation, that type of thing. And all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I don't think I really believe in that anymore. I want to go start my own business, or, and I'm not concerned about the status that my family thinks that a corporate job has, or the money, because this is kind of like a nice mansion and everything. And, I have a feeling that some of you are like, that was good for them, but that's not necessarily what I want for me. And as soon as you go out, you step out and you're kind of like on your own, I really feel like you're going to have a lot of blessings come in your way. And those could be, we'll look at this with the tarot. It could be that some of those blessings are in a financial way, but I also feel like it's I'm getting the sense, that rainbow connection, like you're going to have a better understanding about how following your own belief system leads you to a connection of people that are like-minded. So you may feel like you're kind of disconnecting, not necessarily with conflict, but some of you might have, but you're just kind of detaching yourself a little bit from the belief system and the energy of, the family that you grew up with, or a soul tribe of some sort, a group of people, a religion, a corporation, a larger group of people. So let's go to the tarot. Let's get some more information, because I think that this is a lovely, lovely start to this reading. So we're going to look at the present energy, obstacles along this path, and then some advice from spirit. So let's see what we have here. So in the present, let's see what your energy is right now. I have a feeling some of you are just kind of having that Four of Cups moment. You may not be completely like, sometimes in order to make change, we have to be like really in pain of some sort before we'll put the effort in it. But I kind of feel like you may be more of a Four of Cups energy, kind of just, feeling like your life is okay, but you're kind of wondering, isn't there more than this? It's that kind of energy. Woman holding a heart. So, and this is a number 44. Gender doesn't matter here at all. But this is an energy of, you following your heart. Like holding your own heart in your hand. And for some of you, I feel like you're going to start listening to your heart, holding your heart in your hand. And there could be, a female that comes in that kind of helps you on this path. We'll definitely get more energy. But I really kind of get this as a sense of you loving you, like really stepping in to listening to your own heart. Really nice energy. Some of you may be, seeing this as a master number, the number 44. It's kind of interesting. You have the number 4 here. 4 is about building foundations, you wanting to follow your own heart, build a foundation for yourself, a belief system, a life that really is based on what you want. And that's strong. Like you're willing to do the work. I feel like you're really willing to do the work to go on this path and to do this. All right, so let's see what your obstacle is. Yeah, you may feel like you're kind of bound because of financial constraints, and I'm only saying that because, I'm kind of getting a finance thing here, but it doesn't have to be. But your obstacle is that you don't see the cornucopia of life. Right now, you might be in that Four of Cups energy. I don't have the Four of Cups on the board, but it's that energy of just like, you don't understand just how wonderful your life could be, or you could be daydreaming about this, but you don't know how to bring it into fruition. And so, this is kind of like your obstacle right now. I think you're just wanting more, or you don't even realize that you can have more. It's that type of energy. So let's see what the advice is. Contract. You know, this is in the upright, and you know, we have rainbow blessings here. So you might be getting some kind of a contract or a financial deal so that you can go in the direction of your dreams. I also feel like for some of you, you might be making a new, like, you may be looking at contracts that you have like with your family as far as like soul contracts. You may be looking at I'm going to pull one more here. I really feel like for some of you, I get the essence that you want to break contracts. Okay, now it's in the upright. So, but contracts is also about bringing in balance. You know, it's kind of like the justice card here. So it's about bringing in balance into your life. Okay, my guides, thank you. My guides also said committing to yourself. Okay, like making a contract with yourself that you're going to follow your heart. Really interesting energy. Let's get one more. Community. Yeah, and really finding a new, I feel like you're going to blossoming abundance on the bottom. Very nice energy. So there's your, you know, you do have lots of abundance coming your way. I think you don't feel like you do, or you don't know how to do it. Some of you may be taking a new job or starting a new business that will bring you this abundance, and that those contracts could have something to do with a new job. And then this community, you know, I feel like for some of you, like when you commit to yourself, to following your heart, you're going to suddenly attract the people in your life that you need in order to have this all come together. And I think it's just so wonderful that all three of these cards have kind of like, you know, these flowers, this essence of a garden, and they all have, you know, spirit. Like spirit is, you know, portrayed in each one of these. As far as like you're being spiritually guided, listening to your guides as you go through this. And you also have the third chakra here. You know, once again, this is like your core beliefs, is your solar plexus. It's your core beliefs. Like you're healing what you feel are your core beliefs. You're taking a really good look at that and trying to figure out, like, you know, where you want to go next in life based on your core beliefs, not the core beliefs of those that, you know, have helped to bring you, you know, along to this point. Really interesting. Okay, so we're going to use the Good Tarot to go ahead and clarify these. So let's look at woman holding a heart in your present energy. Yeah, you're moving on. You're moving on, like you're following your heart and you're moving away from, and you know, it's not necessarily that you're cutting people out of your life. I don't have that energy. Some of you may, but I really feel like it's more of leaving behind like the values or the belief systems of your family, corporation, you know, religion, country, that type of thing, and going out and searching, like moving on and searching for what it is that you believe, like what your heart, you know, like really listening to your heart. Okay, so let's look at cornucopia. What do we have here? Seven of Earth. This is the Seven of Pentacles. I think really, you know, this is like planting the seeds type of energy. And I feel like for some of you, you don't realize that you have the ability to plant the seeds to bring the life into fruition that you are really hoping for. And by really committing to yourself that you are going to follow your heart, you are going to follow your intuition, you will get the information about how to plant a seed. I think a lot of you, it may be that you've kind of, you feel like you're just destined to stay in this type of belief system and not really step out of the box. And so you're kind of even denying yourself to even start planting the seeds. But I really feel like your heart is calling you to do this. I feel like for some of you, it's like the Judgment card. You know, like you are getting a calling to do this. And the Fool. Nice. Yeah, you're going to be stepping out. You're going to be looking for a new way of believing, a new way of working, a new way of, living your life. Because this, it says on here, a new way of being. Like you really are going to change. A page of water is on the bottom. Yeah. So this is, like a kind of an offer of love, either from the universe. For some of you, this really could be a change in your belief system about love or relationships. So it's, I think it's going to resonate a little bit differently with everybody, because there's not anything really strong here. There's a little bit of pentacle, there's some pentacle energy here. So I feel like it could be career like related or finance related. But there's nothing really specific as what area this will be taking place in. And that's what I think for each of you, you're being called to look at a different area of your life, a different area that this will play out in. Okay, so this is the Light Seers Tarot. We're going to clarify these one more time. Ten of Cups. Yeah, you're moving on. I think you really want the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups also represents the family. Like you thought that was your Ten of Cups, the belief system of your family and everything. But I think you're really wanting to move out, follow your heart, and really go for what gives you, this is, the epitome of all your hopes and dreams coming true. And the thing that you have to leave behind, because when we bring new into our life, we have to let something go. And I think that the thing that you're having to leave behind is, some belief system. And it may mean that at least temporarily you have to leave some family members behind, or, work relationships behind, religious relationships behind. You may have to leave a house behind. You may be moving to a new city, something like that. But it's to bring in all of this new abundance, right? So it's a lovely, lovely energy. And we don't have any swords here at the moment. There's no swords. I really don't think that there's any like major, conflict, arguments, or anything like that. I think it's a shift more in your perception of what it is that is going to bring in this true happiness, what your Ten of Cups is. I think you're having a shift of what your Ten of Cups is. So we do, in the obstacle position, we have the Five of Swords here. So this is like our first sword. Well, we have the Six of Air, but that's not conflict. That's just moving on in search of something better. The Five of Swords, I really think, is you and this is my mental anguish card, right? Like this is you up in your head. And, sometimes, the Five of Swords can mean like getting stuck. It's kind of a stuck energy, like almost overthinking. I don't know where to go. I don't know if this can ever come into play. I don't know what seeds to plant. I don't know what mom and dad are going to say about this. When I was growing up, it was always like, don't tell the neighbors, like you don't know what are the neighbors going to think? What are your friends going to think? And this is kind of like put onto you by yourself. It's like your fears have overtaken, right? But that's an easy fix. All you have to do is just remember to love yourself and concentrate on the love that you have for yourself and where you think you may want to take your life. And I think that could also be part of this. Like when you start talking about your hopes and dreams with other people, they might be like, well, how do you think you're going to plant those seeds? How do you think you're going to get there? And you're like, I have no idea, right? And with the Fool card, this is advice from Spirit. The Fool doesn't have a plan, right? The Fool is young and foolish and jumps off the cliff and just, is ready for whatever happens next. And I think that you may have a little bit of that epiphany about, yes, I just have to go for it. It's kind of like, don't overthink it. Just go for it, because it's a lovely, lovely ending. and you may just be kind of overthinking it. Okay, so let's clarify this Fool card. Three of Swords. Yeah, you know what? You're getting caught up and concerned, overly concerned that you're going to have heartbreak with this. It's not going to turn out the way that you want it to work out. And you have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom, really nice. Four of Swords, Eight of Swords. Yeah, okay. And then returning to home. It's almost like this is a hero's journey. Like I feel like some of you are going to go out on your own. You're going to go do something, you know, maybe an adventure, travel the world, you know, start your own business. And you're just concerned about it. But the thing about going off on a hero's journey is you're going to get a lot of knowledge out of it, and you're going to be able to come back and tell everybody about your voyage. You are going to have the universe giving you what you need as you go along on this. This contracts, my guides are saying, like, commit to yourself, commit to this voyage, but don't try to over control it. Because sometimes, you know, we want contracts in our life because we want everything, you know, on paper, in black and white, all the T's crossed, all the I's dotted, you know, you go over it a zillion times. But when you are so controlling like that, trying to control every single moment of it, the problem is that you lose the whimsical energy, the spirit of the adventure. And you know, if you get too caught up in this because you're worried about this, like, you don't know what the outcome is, but you have lots of abundance. I do want to point out to you, you have the rainbow blessings here. You have a community that will be supporting you. You have blossoming abundance here. The cornucopia. You have a lot of cards showing you that you will have the abundance and not to worry about the heartbreak. Some of you also may be going on this voyage because you're coming out of a heartbreak and you're like, you know, that thing didn't work. And I followed all the rules. I did everything you told me to do. And I still got the Three of Swords, right? I still got heartbreak. And now you're kind of like, wait a minute. I'm going to be in charge of my heart. I'm going to be in charge of my own destiny, and I'm doing it my way this time. And I think sometimes, you know, this Five of Swords can also be an energy of, you know, to win at all costs. And I think that what your guides are trying to tell you is that the journey is actually the part of it, the progress on this journey is just as important as the actual outcome in the end. Like, if you go on this journey and it does not work out the way that you thought, not to be so disappointed, because what you need to do is to look at the journey. Like, what did you learn along the way? What did you experience along the way? Don't be so stuck on the outcome. If that, you know, kind of makes sense, if that's resonating with you. Really, really interesting. And I do feel like for some of you, you're heading out into really some exciting adventures. I really get the hero's journey here about, you know, going out, doing something, and then coming back and telling, you know, kind of like sharing your experience with others. Really nice. Okay, so let's get some overall, the waiting game. Yeah, I think for some of you, you've been waiting for a while to do this. And it's really because you didn't want to disappoint anyone. You're concerned about disappointing yourself. You're concerned about disappointing family or friends or coworkers, whatever it is. But it's time to take charge of your own life and to follow your heart on this. Trapped in fear. Yeah, the reason you're not starting this is because of the fear. We see that with this Five of Swords. Just really kind of like not knowing where to go with this. But, oh my gosh, how wonderful. Yeah, when you go, and you know, once again, I feel like some of you want to go see the world. Maybe because we're, you know, the pandemic, some of the restrictions are uplifting, you know, lifting uplifting, lifting. And I think for some of you, it's kind of like, yeah, I want to go see the world. Really nice. Super, super nice. Okay, so we're going to pull a creativity oracle card, see what we have here. And then we'll pull an angel message card. Confidence. Know and feel this affirmation beyond a doubt. I am all that I need to get what I want. Yeah, it's just kind of like your fear that's holding you back. That's always what's holding us back, isn't it, Scorpio? But it is about, you may have had a disappointment in the past, or you may feel like you've disappointed others in the past and you don't want that to happen again. But this is, a true calling for you to go on this journey and to enjoy the process. Be the fool. Don't look at, all of the things that could go wrong, right? Like, enjoy the journey as it goes, and really realizing that, yeah, things may not go exactly like you want them to go, but you're actually going to end up in a much better place because of it. Really nice. Okay, so here is your angel message. Manifestation. Believe in yourself. Trust your instincts and follow your heart. For in doing so, you shall manifest all your heart desires. The life you have for so long aspired to create will manifest. Yeah, I really feel like for a lot of you, you've been following the rules. That's all I keep getting is you've been following the rules. And the rules have done you well till now. Let's put it that way. But they're not like making you happy because they're holding you back from doing something you really want to do. Your heart really is desiring to do this, whatever it is, And so it's time to go and do it. Well, Scorpio, wow, what a lovely reading. I really enjoyed doing it for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please think about sharing, or subscribing. And I wish you lots of love and light in this situation and all your situations. Bye for now, Scorpio.